Hi folks, Stan Baker with Hunt the Racket. Well, we made it through San Antonio, the Satellite Grand, and just had a fantastic time there. What a wonderful, beautiful course that place is. It's like shooting on a country club. You know, rolling green hills. They have deer roaming. I saw a wild boar or pig, I guess, wild pig. And it was fantastic. A lot of beautiful, nice people that we all shot out in the elements. It was quite a fun time. I've got some shout outs I'd like to do. I shot with some people and met some people while I was there, and I really have a newfound respect for them. They're really excellent shooters. There's a lot of young shooters from Illinois. One of them, Elise Baker. Wow, was she tearing them up? I mean, even in bad elements, she was always in the shoot-offs, always. And I believe she probably was in contention for Ladies One. There's a gentleman there. His name was Drew Wyatt, and Drew from Kentucky. A very nice young man. He is probably, I think he was 13 or 14, and just an excellent shot. We shot together on several squads, and we had a good time. He won quite a few events, and he shoots really good. So Drew, I got to tell you, good job, my friend, and I'll shoot with you anytime. There's also a gentleman, Chase Horton from Illinois. Another shooter. Man, Illinois is loaded with a lot of good shooters. But Chase, I believe he was in the shoot-off for handicap. Maybe, I think it was championship handicap, and he did a good job. He took runner-up there. There was a nice young man by the name of Gage from Kentucky. He shot with Drew. And very nice young man and excellent shot. I managed to stumble into the first team All-American senior vet captain, Mike Westjohn. And Mike and I hit it off because we're both disciples from Bob Palmer, you know, the mental game, which is what we're going to be talking about today. But what a great guy. We shared some, it turns out we've read probably the same books and think quite a bit alike about the zone and what have you. There's a gentleman by the name of Jeff Arndt, and he was from Minnesota. I shot with him on a couple, and what a good guy. He's an up and comer and doing a great job. There's a woman by the name of Susan Natras, and she is a multiple-time Olympic world-class trap shooting coach, and she went to the Olympics several times. Excellent, very nice person, so I want to give a shout out to Susan. There's a Larry Gilliam that I shot with, and I believe it was singles the first day I was there, but Larry's a real nice guy. He was talking to me about maybe coming up to Racket and doing some shooting. So, with the one thing I was telling you about with these Satellite Grands, the beautiful thing about it is it's almost like a small community for 6 days. And for 6 days you shoot with these people. And when we first got there, the elements were horrible. I mean, the wind was blowing 40, 50 miles an hour one day, and the scores were just terrible. But I've learned to, those are outliers and you kind of ignore them, but you have fun shooting. But I got a newfound respect for the people at these meets. And these are the people who are trying to get better, and guys like me that are on a journey, trying to get better, not quite an All-American, striving to be that, striving to be the best. And these people really were out there in the elements. It was 40, 50 mile an hour winds, 45 degrees with 78% humidity. So it was cold, and the birds weren't really flying the way we wanted them to. So So, but really got a newfound respect for them, and really wanted to do a shout out for these people. It was really good. Before we get into the mental management part of this program, I'd like to make a major announcement for Hunt the Racket. Starting with the 2018 big game season, we will only be allowing hunters who have active ATA numbers to hunt at our resort. So what we're doing is we're going to make our major program will be shooting, and that is the trap and the sporting clay, and we have long distance. That's gonna be our major program. And then if any of the ATA members want to hunt deer or whatever, they can call us. Go on our website, hunttheracket.com, and you'll be able to see all the content. We have all the videos of our hunts. We have several Ram Outdoor deer hunts. You'll see that we have some really special deer, whether it be whitetail or mule deer. We also do pheasant hunts. We do duck and goose hunts. We do sharp-tail grouse hunts and antelope hunts. We've got it all. It's a great place. But our major announcement this year is that starting in 2018 big game season, only active ATA members will be able to hunt at Hunt the Racket. Today we're gonna talk about the mental game. We're gonna talk about the zone. And believe it or not, while I was shooting, I managed to squeeze. I got 4 second place and 3 third place finishes in the vet division. So I scored some points in the All-American. May drop me up or bring me up by one place. I'm not sure. Everyone's shooting in different meets now, so it's going to be kind of hard to keep track of. But so far, I've been able to maintain the first team status. But today, we're going to talk about the zone, and I wanted to emphasize to you that Bob Palmer has a thing called deja vu. And what he does, before you go into your zone, we call it deja vu. What you want to do is remember maybe a sporting event that you really did well at. Could have been a trap meet. Maybe you performed really well and won in a trap meet. It might be maybe your firstborn, when you had your firstborn child, the way you felt. So you want to try to remember as much of the details as possible, and as you're reliving this, you get the same feeling. You'll relive that feeling all over again. And then what he does is he has a thing called fusion, and with your thumb and index finger, when you have that feeling and you're reliving it, you squeeze your finger. And that kind of, when you're out on the line shooting, you can always reach down, pinch your finger, try to get that feeling, try to get back into that zone feel. When you try to remember an event that will get you into the zone, one of the things that I've experienced with age is that as you get older, you're able to look back and see things in your life. You've got more behind you than you do in front of you. And one of the neat things I found with working with Bob is that one of the advantages being older, I'm 67, being older, I have a lot of stories and events that happened to me before. I can relive those events. It's almost, and when I do it, it's almost like I'm there already. And I can explain a lot of athletic events that I had in high school and college and what have you. And I can feel and remember that those events. So if you're an older shooter, say a veteran, sub-vet, veteran, senior vet, you'll know what I'm talking about. I think the Lord gives us a gift. As we get older, we're able to relive those stories. Now, we always want to be looking forward to what we're planning, but the young people, they have more in front of them than they have behind them, so they're looking more, to the future. Us old guys, we're able to relive these feelings, and that's a gift, because we'll be able to get into that zone a little quicker than the young folks. And today, what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and articulate this with our camera systems. Billy has some great camera systems where we're going to try and do a panorama. I'm going to shoot a round of handicap, and what he's going to do with the camera is try to articulate my zone. I'm going to go into the zone and shoot around, and you'll see that we'll kind of slow it down for you and get that panorama view. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and articulate the zone feel. I'm going to walk up to the line. I've done it so much now that I don't need to pinch my finger. I can just go into that feeling. And once you do it so often, so many times, you won't have to pinch your finger. The zone is really not a thought. The zone is a feeling of euphoria, of you can't do anything wrong. And most of us have been there. You've been shooting and it seems like you just can't drop a bird. Anything you do, you hit that bird. So we're going to try and articulate that for you today. I want to emphasize that it's a feeling. And for me, the feeling is different for everybody. But for me, I'm going to try and articulate the way it feels for me. So what happens when I go into the zone is everything slows down. And I notice if I'm shooting really well, it seems like it takes forever to finish a round of, like for example, singles. And whenever I've learned that when I get that feeling where I'm starting to get anxious because it seems like it takes forever and I'm running them and I know I'm gonna run them, I want it to be over. Well, whenever I get into that slow-mo feeling, I know that I'm in the zone. And so I personally try to live in that moment. I mean, in the moment. And everything you do is in that moment. So everything goes into slow-mo. Everything's slow, everything takes forever. So what I try to do is live in the moment, even taking my shell out of the box and putting it into the gun is slow-mo. And I try to enjoy every aspect of that shot and try to capture that feeling. It's almost like you're in this picture and you're the whole picture, and you shoot the bird, you are the gun, and everything is slow-mo. And it's a euphoric feeling. So that's the way I feel when I go into the zone. So we're gonna try and capture some of that with the panorama and the slow-mo for you. If you read Bob Palmer's book, I think you'll find, make sure you get the book, Eye versus Target. He goes into that in detail. So try to remember those really euphoric times for you and capture that feeling. Get that feeling before you shoot. I think you'll really enjoy it. So with that, let's get out on the field. I'm going to shoot a round of handicap, and I think you'll find that I shoot pretty good. I already know what I shot because we're doing this backwards because of the wind. The wind is blowing today about 30 miles an hour. So shot a great score, got into the zone, was able to get on those birds, see them very quickly, and shoot them, even though I was in slow-mo, okay? So one of the things I notice is that when I'm done with the round, it seems like, although I'm moving in slow-mo after the event, it seems like it just took seconds. It's a very weird thing to try to explain. Phil Kiner does it quite well. But again, it's a feeling. The zone is a feeling, not a thought. Remember, don't think, feel. And once you feel, you'll be able to go to that bird and shoot it very, very efficiently. So let's get out on the field and see what we can do. We'll see you at Hunt the Racket.